Hey guys, today's video is going to be an update of the lemon coral sedum. Hey friends, I hope everybody is doing well. My name is Marby and welcome to Frolics and Finds. Today's video is an update of the lemon coral sedum from provenwinners that I planted last spring. There were two of them planted in the beautiful French white pot that didn't have any drainage at all. To those who have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe and check the original video I'm linking above. And to my returning subscribers, let me take you down the memory lane. If you remember, this is the pot that I planted the sedum in, and it has stood, under the sun for like more than a year right now, and the pot is still looking good. If you can see, there is a dead, actually a French lavender that I planted in there. I actually removed the sedum and replaced it with the lavender, thinking that it will work, but as you can see, it is not working. The lavender is dead, but there is still that French characteristic of this pot. I love the design. It still has that shine in it, although the rim's kind of dull, but it is looking used and still good. And as I have mentioned, one of the sedum I took from that pot and replanted it to this pot that actually has drainage, like a catch pan. So this has been sitting in this area since I took it out from that French white pot, and it has thrived. It has been doing good. If you can see, the color is back, the tendrils are looking healthy, even if I have not really fertilized this plant. Since I brought it outside in the spring from inside the house, I have not fertilized it. I just trim it and took it out the pot and transferred it to this smaller pot with a catch pan. I have not watered this. The Mother Nature, the rain, is the one taking care of it, and it has adjusted well and is just thriving. So I am actually happy. This is the season 2 of this plant, and it just warms my heart that I'm able to keep the plant going and not just waste it. I hate to be pulling away, pulling off plants from the pot or the ground and just throwing them even when they're okay and alive. I hate doing that. So I'm really happy that I still have this, and come this winter, I am still going to bring this in, and hopefully next year, the plan is not to uproot this into another pot, but to actually divide this and see if I could propagate this and make a massive planting of this in one area of the garden. I think I know where to put it next year, where it can just grow as a mass. Now, before I proceed, let me just remind you, friends, that if you like this content, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to please subscribe. Now, I do have a viewer that commented that this plant, this lemon coral sedum, would actually give off like orange, yellowish orange blooms when the temperature starts getting cooler. Now, I have not observed that last year, but I will be very cognizant this year and really pay attention and see if it does that, because I am going to be very excited if I can see blooms in say, I don't know, maybe October. So I will let this stay outside as long as it can and only bring it inside for wintering over when it's really time for it. So I hope to be able to see that blooms. So I don't know, anybody out there who has this plant and who have observed the bloom, please comment down below yes if you did observe the bloom, and share it with us, post a picture or anything, because I'd really love to see that kind of bloom if indeed it will. And I also thought that this plant is actually an annual, because this plant grew like in Italy, in Greece, in those area, and I don't know if those area have winters. So I really thought that this plant is an annual, and that is why I bring this in during the winter time. But again, one of my viewer commented that this is actually a perennial. So I'm curious. I'm gonna have to do some digging in that, and if it does survive in my zone. I am in Illinois, and I am gardening in zone 6B to 7A. So I'll have to take a look at that. Now, because it is a sedum, it regulates the water. So I just feel like I have to mention that, because that is also true with my Autumn Joy sedum. It has these thick leaves that, holds on to moisture if there's a lot of water. And that reserve, they can tap on that when drought comes. So it's the same case here. Now, you might be wondering what happened to the other pot. So I'm going to show you what happened and what I did with the other pot. Right here is one of the original pot, and well, excuse me, River, stay with me please. Anyway, this one here is the original pot, and this was also the original plant. Now, as you can see, it has trailed on the side, and it's looking kind of ugly right now. One thing is, maybe a few things. Again, I have not fertilized this. This doesn't have any drainage in the bottom, and I basically just left this alone. No tender loving care from me, and yet it is bloomed. It is still thriving. Those beautiful green flower in there, and look at the contrast with the red rose bush that I have in the back. This is kind of looking, very, I don't know, sort of old and medieval. Of course, because this is the original plant and I have not snipped this. Now, if I'm gonna snip this area here and just put it where there's dirt, it will grow. I know so, because there were some that I snipped and just basically throw them away, and they all thrive. So the plan for this is to just keep it looking like this and see how far it goes. If I'm going to end up losing this, I always have that one in the front anyway that I really is trying to, kind of make sure that it comes inside in the winter, and I get to take care of it so that I could hopefully propagate that next season. The first 4 months of 2021 was crazy for me because I had a change in schedule, so I really have not been taking care of this. But look at that, it is still thriving. I kind of like the old look of it. So I'm just gonna leave it like that, see how far it goes. We've had a lot of rain, and if I have the time, I get out here and I see that there's a lot of water in here, I tip this to kind of remove the water, and that's basically all the things that I have done. So I know that even if I lose some of these trails here, this here are still thriving and growing, so I know I'm gonna be able to keep them. And kind of like the stems are fat here and sturdy, and if you look closer, there is some growth there, potential growth. So I think this is looking good. I regret actually of taking that other one out the pot and moving it, because I was wanting to plant the lavender, but this can still, I can still repeat what I have done last year to the pot as soon as I have the chance to get that lavender out of that pot. Hi, Rib. Hi. All right, so thank you guys very much for watching. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and if you can, share my video. It will help very much. And I hope to see you again next time. I think I'm gonna give another update on this too, right before I bring them in for the wintering over. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye.